to Sarah's SoCal Garden. I am here today to explain to you guys and maybe introduce or maybe reintroduce composting. And I really wanted to make a video about composting because I do composting. That's my composter there in the back, and I'm going to show you guys what you can put in your compost. I'm going to show you how you can take it and store it neatly in your kitchen to when your container is full to when you bring it outside. So a lot of people probably think, oh, composting, but I don't want to get my house dirty, I'm worried about the kids, I'm worried about the dog getting it. Well, I pretty much have a foolproof method of how my dogs don't eat my compost. We don't get any bugs inside the house because of the compost. And then I'm going to show you guys the finished product because I need to dig up a lot of my compost, and I have a wheelbarrow set up right here so I can take off the product that isn't finished decomposing, so I can get the stuff that is ready out of the bottom. I'm going to put it into buckets, and then I sift out the worms out of my compost. So I just wanted to read a quick description of what compost actually is, and this definition I think it came from online. Compost is organic matter that has been decomposed and recycled as a fertilizer and soil amendment. Compost is a key ingredient in organic farming. So also it's a key ingredient in organic gardening or whatever garden you have. Compost is beneficial, and it will also reduce the amount of trash you have to put out every week. And it's just a good way to get in the habit of recycling in a different way. So I'm gonna go ahead, jump right in, and start doing some work with the compost. See, this is my compost, and my compost bin, it's not that big. I would say it's maybe 3 by 3. If I were to buy another composter, I wouldn't necessarily go with this method, only because it's really hard to get in there and turn the compost around. I'm gonna go ahead and take off this layer on top so I can show you guys the finished product. And if you can see what I'm throwing in here, there's got some shavings from some bulbs I planted. I got brassica leaves, I have old plants. So you can throw your not only your kitchen scraps but whatever garden scraps you have. We got some eggshells over there. Roots are great. And you also want to have an equal parts of nitrogen to carbon in here. So your carbon is going to be your brown stuff, and your nitrogen is going to come from your green matter. 2 tools that you're going to want to keep on hand. Your compost is definitely a spade type shovel, and you want a fork so you can get in there and turn the compost every other day if you can. Every day would be better, but I don't do that. I'm guilty. As you can see, the more I go down, the more it is broken down. And there's lots of good organic matter. There's microbes. There's tons of worms in my compost, which is a great sign. So as I'm digging deeper, that is where the good stuff is going to be. So I finished taking out all the compost that I need. I'm leaving some there in the bottom just so it's almost as like a little starter as you would yeast bread. So I'll leave that there so when I put this compost that still needs to decompose, it can kind of meld together with each other. Compost that isn't finished, give it a good water You always want to make sure your compost is wet, but not too wet. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have just a whatever container, a bucket, so you can put your worms in, because although I can just take this compost and put it straight into my beds, I really want those worms that are the workers to go back into my compost, because that is a very, very important part of the composting process, is the worms. If your eggshells are not broken up or decompose as much, just throw it back in with the worms. They'll finish breaking it down. And if there's any rocks, I really don't know how rocks are getting my compost, but just chuck those. This compost smells so good. Your compost should not smell rotten. And if you get one of these nasty little things, if you guys can see, that's a grub. You do not want these in your compost. I got rid of tons of grubs a few months ago, and these guys will eat your compost. You do not want these in your compost, so feed them to the birds. There you go. Now someone's time to have lunch. And if you have just like an infestation of them, I believe they sell like grub control or something like that you can add to your compost. But if you have grubs in your compost, you might not be getting enough air in there, so make sure you're getting enough air. And if you see a colony of grubs, get rid of them right away, because they populate very quick. Sifting for worms. There's still tons in there, but I just wanted to show you guys how much compost I yielded. A nice size. This is really heavy. I can't even pick that up. And this is all free compost. I'm pretty sure this would cost a couple $100 in the store, and you cannot get compost this fresh, as I was saying. So let me just show you guys the red wigglers that are in here. There are tons of them. So I'm just gonna basically dump this back into the compost. It's very simple. We'll go back. Okay, you guys, so this is the last part of the compost video, and I am in my kitchen, and I wanted to show you guys where we store our compost container, where we put our kitchen scraps like coffee, eggshells. You can pretty much put anything inside your compost. You just don't want to put any animal products. There are ways to compost animal products, but at home you really just want to just stick to any vegetable scraps and things like that. Anything except for animal products. So say you have an old an old vase of flowers that are dying, you can very much put them into your compost. So this is underneath our kitchen sink. We just have like cleaning products and everything, and then we have the compost container that's here. I believe we got this from Target, I'm not sure. So it's tucked away. Dogs can't get it. My little niece and nephew, they don't even know it's there, so they're not gonna come in here and play with it or anything like that. We don't have a problem with mice or anything. So inside right now is some coffee grounds, and it looks like some old strawberries. And this doesn't smell. You want to take it out once it's full or halfway full. We never have a problem with it smelling or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about that. That is the end of my compost video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and got a little more knowledge about compost, or maybe you're ready to start doing your own compost at home. So thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below for me. Or if you have any questions about composting, feel free to ask me. And if you have any tips for me, please let me know as well. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.